for the community on last Monday. All right. We have Brother James Joseph with Blocks Organizing Neighborhood Defense, and another youth group is going to come real quick, and then we'll hear from our congressman.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to be real short. Like you said, I'm the president of Blocks Organizing Neighborhood Defense, and I'm also a North Forest product. I went to Northwood Middle School, and I also went to Forest Brook High School. Now, North Forest has produced many doctors, lawyers, athletes, congressmen, and many of other things. And also preachers. Many preachers, as you know. So you know we come to the Lord with whatever we have. But I want to say that I want to thank the Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee for being out here to support us, because many have not been out here to support our cause. I want to say that I stand with you and I will be with you as the president of Blocks Organizing Neighborhood Defense. Thank you.
Also tell them that you are running for District B.
Once again, my name is James Joseph, and I am running for city councilman for this area and for North Forest. Thank you.
All right, he's been a trooper for us. Let's give a big hand for our #1 supporter in the halls of Congress and in the trenches of Northeast Houston, and wherever the opportunity leads us, she's a voice for our people. Come on, the Honorable Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee.
Wow, 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 wow. This is my brother right here. And minister said, have I heard him? You know, we had a song, what's that? Have I heard you? Okay, yeah. Pastor Brent has it right. Dr. Campbell, thank you to all of the pastors that are here, to Minister Muhammad, to Brother Kofi. Thank you for the expanded family. Jennifer, thank you. Stand for Children, thank you so very much. Pastor Hall and others that are standing here. I am, let's see if he disappeared. Let me have my son come up here, because y'all wonder whether I'm a mommy or not. And I'm going to let him speak as well. He's got on these glasses. Y'all got to understand we got to hang, but okay. But even when I was out of town, y'all don't know it, my son was at the board meeting when I was in Washington. And I hope he came here early enough to hear this young man speak. Therefore, we need Say No More, do we? We need Say No More, because Dr. Campbell, when this young man speaks, he speaks for us. And all I can say to you, I want Trustee Edwards, I told her to get some water there, but the one thing that we should undo is maligning these board members and asking why and why they didn't do this. These board members have been the most courageous and unselfish group of men and women that I have seen. They are worthy of your honor and respect. Remember now, they're getting ordered. And you all need to understand, see, we don't take the pictures out of the civil rights movement when folk had to go kneel in front of government buildings and they were literally picked up and carried away, put in jail. It's so far from our memory. But when you get an order, that's what you are subject to, possibly. And I am very grateful for their leadership. She is right. They have retained legal counsel that is battling. And not only do they battle, but they really care about it. They're upset. They're up all night worried about this school district. They got the right kind of folk. On Friday, I was on the phone with the Justice Department, and Thursday, for at least a good 45 minutes or so, saying don't let anything happen in North Forest without us getting the word. And so they do have an appointment. Our office is scheduled May 16th. They will be in Washington at the Department of Justice. I'm going to try and be there with them. I'm in Washington, but we are obviously in session. But they will have that meeting, and I'm trying to determine whether some of you all should come up as well. I know your lawyers are going to be there, but we want to determine that. We want to make the best, want to put the best foot forward. So we are not slouching. We are working. There is an appeal process. There's also a proceeding in the, Minister, I went and checked. There is a proceeding in the state court, and we are looking to amend that and add the constitutional issues in the state court proceeding. I don't want anybody to think we're asleep, and I don't want anybody to think that the leadership is asleep. We are working on behalf of the children. Shady Dale, I love your shirts and all. all of the elementary schools, all of the middle schools, our high school, our new high school, yes, prep. We all got them under our wing. So I just simply want to say this. This is a unique and dynamic community. The Ombudsman Coalition represents that unique and dynamic, unselfish leadership, sort of the leadership that has Psalms 23, the Lord is our shepherd, we shall not want. And as long as we can walk in that step and embrace people and parents, and I want you to know as we go these last couple of months, and for those individuals who had an ordered letter, please know that any letters that came to you were letters ordered. This board voted, but these letters were separate. They were ordered. Please understand that. Don't leave your posts. Please hang on. Please hang on. Because it is not about any of us. It's about the children. Before I close, let me put a mic on my son. This is Jason Cornelius Bennett Lee. It's my baby child. Many of you know my daughter who's out of town on a funeral, Erica Shelwyn Lee. But I'm just very glad that though this is not his discipline, he's in oil and gas. I'm proudly going to say that he came out of the public schools, graduated from Harvard with honors. And he's out here with us because I hope I gave him something that shows that we should stand and fight not for bad things, not for not educating our children, but for educating them. And if I can say that he's headed to Harvard again for the business school and the Harvard School of Divinity, a dual degree. So we are just grateful for him. I don't know what he's going to say, but say something. He didn't want me to put the mic in his face, but go ahead, brother. Say something.
Now, I just want to say I'm humbled and honored to be here with you guys today. Public education is the bedrock, is the absolute foundation of our democracy. And we can't have the bedrock of our democracy without democratic accountability.
That's right. All right now.
We can't have North Forest ISD with no democratic accountability, without the ability to elect representatives of their choice to make decisions about the education of their children. Fortunately, with my job, I get to travel around this country. I go to places like Chicago and New York. People like yourself are fighting this battle everywhere about the future of public education itself, whether or not it's going to be for the people, by the people, or whether it's only going to be for a few and controlled by a few. You know, my mom referenced Psalm 23, but I thought about another verse, which is Luke 23. Chapter 23, verse 34, which is Jesus said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." There's a lot of people who think they're doing right, but they're doing wrong. And Martin Luther King said something that I never forgot. He said, we have a moral responsibility to be intelligent. So if you think you're doing right, but you're doing wrong, you're wrong. And so we have to stand up and continue to fight for them. The one thing I'll close with is I consider myself somewhat of a history buff. And there's a story that I've told my mom oftentimes. My hero is Martin Luther King for a number of reasons. He wrote a book called Struggle Toward Freedom. It was about the Montgomery bus boycott. And he tells a story about how on the first day of the bus boycott, he was selected to be the leader. It really wasn't because they thought he was the best guy. It was just because he was the newest guy. And the other people didn't know him yet, so they say, let's send Martin. So they say, Martin, you're the leader now, and we got a mass meeting in about 20 minutes. You got to give a speech. So Martin thinks for a second, and he comes up with some words, and he's like, how am I going to frame this? Right? How am I going to keep people motivated? And so at the end of his speech, he says something that I've never forgotten. He says, if we do this, history will say there once was a great people, a black people who injected new meaning into the veins of civilization. This is our challenge, and this is our overwhelming responsibility. So with that, I just say, don't ever forget what you're fighting for. You are part of a global historical struggle towards justice, and that should be our guiding principle as we move forward. So thank you for having me and letting me speak, and I stand here with you.
Out of the mouth of a babe and out of a babe. Y'all are tearing up justice and stirring up history. God bless you. We stand with you as family. Dr. Campbell, all the pastors, presidents, leaders that are here, we stand with you, and there's nothing wrong without stand. That's what we need to understand. Nothing wrong without stand. Don't let them shame you. Keep your head up high. Don't let anybody that isn't in the neighborhood say, what you all doing that stuff for? Just keep on keeping on. God bless you all. God bless this district, and God bless the United States of America.
Come on, this is our Congresswoman. Give her a big hand. No, come on, give her a good one. Amen. We have Brother Chris from Stand for Children here, and he's got some important dates about some other things that are coming up. And I see the board president. Come on up, Pastor Taylor. Yeah, come on up. No, come on up. Give him encouragement. Now, come on.
All right. The greatest. Okay, so this is just one of the events we got going on for the district. Okay, right now you can see that everyone's working from a lot of angles. You have the lawyers in the courts, you have the community here present, you have your civic leaders, your pastors, your ministers, all over the place. So now we need the community. That's what's going to help us. This is just the first step of March. We have a bus trip that we're planning to Austin on the 14th of May. So it's a Tuesday. We're going to leave in the morning. We'll be back in Houston before dark. We're going to meet at 6 o'clock by Tidwell Park, right by the Multi-Service Center. We'll leave by 6:30, get their door thing, make our voices heard, and we'll be back. So right now I just want to let you guys know that information. If anyone's interested, please find me, and I can get your name, your number, and give you more information as that comes. So we want to get a good group together, at least 50 people. So if you can make it, if you can show your support, please do so and pass the word. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. We want to acknowledge the presence of the board president, Pastor Taylor, here today. Amen. He's not going to speak, just got out of the car from a road trip, but just give him a hand for being here. I think that says a lot about his commitment to our area. All right. I want to... If you haven't signed the petition, don't leave without signing the petition, because our numbers is what's going to make an ultimate difference as well. Also, if you're not registered to vote, there's voter registration cards around here. Be sure and fill one out. Our power and our strength is in how we respond to the opportunities that are before us. Now, I've asked a friend of ours to partner with us, and he has, and came on like a strong force, as you'll see if you've never heard him in just a minute. But I want to introduce to us Minister Robert Muhammad of the Mosque number 45. Give him a big hand. Come on.
Giving glory to God in this way, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is but one God, the creator of all things, the revealer of all truths, the sender of every prophet, messenger, and warner. I greet you this afternoon, my beloved brothers and sisters, in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum, which means peace be unto you. Let's get it in the right order to Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, to Dr. Campbell, to the President of the North Forest Board, and to you, parents, brothers and sisters, and all pastors and leaders who are here today. I am honored and I am pleased, but I am more so humbled to be with you today. My job is very simple. I have one job, and that is to tell you the truth and fire up the troops. So I want you to get fired up right now and stop being afraid. Don't be afraid, because the lake of fire is reserved for the fearful and the disbelieving. We cannot be afraid, and we cannot disbelieve that somehow, some way, they're saying, well, everybody's not here. Well, who is everybody? It doesn't take everybody. Everybody wasn't in the Civil Rights Movement. Everybody wasn't in the Black Power movement. Everybody didn't go out there and put their bodies on the line so that you and I could have an 18th congressional district where Sheila Jackson Lee could represent us. Everybody didn't put it on the line so that North Forest Brook could be here and graduate the great scholars, the great athletes, the great people who have come out of Smiley in North Forest Brook. Everybody is not going to be with you. But this you must understand. The difference between a tropical storm and a Category 5 hurricane, Minister Farrakhan says, is this level of organization. We must organize. You saw us march 2 by 2. Why did we march 2 by 2? Why didn't we just all kind of just walk on up here? Because the song says, when the saints come marching in. The dry bones in the valley, they had no life in them. The Son of Man preached to those dry bones. They got together, they came together, but there was no life in them. So God ordered the Son of Man to prophesy to the 4 winds. And when he did, and they blew on those bones, they became an exceedingly great what? Army. Armies are not mobs. Armies are not disorganized. Armies are organized for a purpose. Our purpose is, we're not against anybody. We're here for what we're for. We're here for our children. We're standing for our children. Now, people have used language, and let's not fall out over minor things. But people have used language like, we defied TEA. Dear sisters and brothers, we did not defy TEA. When you don't obey an unlawful order, that is not defiance. That's right. When somebody is not your moral superior and you are somehow a moral inferior, when you don't obey that which is illegal, immoral, and ill-gotten, you are not defying, you're standing up for what's true. Right. Now, the American Revolution, y'all got scared when I said revolution. But there was an American Revolution, and they said, disobedience to tyrants is obedience to God. Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. You should fear God as you fear man. Why would you send out a letter like that? Right. You sent out a letter like that because you were ordered. Well, if you gave me an illegal order, I'm not going to follow it. I don't care who gives it to me. Why is that? Because I don't care. My food comes from God. To cut off our blessings, you got to get on a ladder that's higher than the sky itself to cut off our blessings. So don't be afraid looking for a job, or you trying to keep your car, or you trying to keep your house. Stand up for these children. These children are everything. Sooner or later, we got to answer the call. The 18th Congressional District has been well represented. Listen to me well. Barbara Jordan stood up in the Watergate hearings, and she articulated the Constitution and made sure that no man is above the law. She pointed out Richard Nixon's indiscretions and his illegal acts, and through that, we got rid of a president that did not want to obey the very Constitution. Mickey Leland, he went to Africa feeding hungry children. He died feeding hungry children. Her predecessor, Craig Washington, was known as the conscience of the Congress. And now we have Sheila Jackson Lee, who is the embodiment of it all. Now, you know how people talk. I say things that most people are afraid to think. Let me say it for you. People say, well, I don't want to get involved because Sheila's here. Why is she here? Because they're not here. You can't say I walked with Mickey. You can't say I served with Mickey in the legislature. You can't say that Mickey taught me. Mickey died feeding hungry children, and you won't even stand up for the children of North Forest Brook. I know why Sheila Jackson Lee is here. Help me, somebody. Why the Muslims here? Lord, the Muslims, and he don't live around here. Why the Muslims here? Because Muslims graduated from Smiley and North Forest Brook, and they're in my mosque. That's why I'm here. I'm here because my Christian brothers called me here. Huh? Because Ishmael and Isaac were brothers. And in Genesis 25, when they went to bury their father Abraham, Ishmael and Isaac came together. They were cousins, they were brothers. And so you are flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, blood of my blood. When you hurt, I hurt. When you hurt on the north side, I hurt on the south side. And when we hurt on the south side, you hurt on the north side. We got to be connected one to another. Your struggle is my struggle, because it's North Forest Brook today, and it'll be my school district tomorrow. So I close by telling us we must now organize. That means we have to organize our business people. We have to organize our churches. We have to organize our civic clubs. We have to organize our fraternities and our sororities and the Masons and the Shriners and the Eastern Stars. We have to organize ourselves, and every unit must be organized towards a single purpose, and that is to save North Forest Brook. We must be again in the business of education. We can't be in the business of cutting deals for our friends so they can get a contract. That's not the business of a school district. The business of the school district is to produce products like this. This is the final valuable product that must be produced. This is the measure of the school district. When we produce them like that, then school board members, let's cut the fat. Let's cut out the administrative. If they're willing to just bend and bow against your own will, let's cut the fat. Let's hire the best teachers. Why is HISD excelling? Let's talk. Why did the suburban school district excel? You want to know why? They got a magnet program. And the magnet program draws the best students and the best teachers. Why during segregation did we still educate our children? Because our students couldn't go to their schools and our teachers couldn't teach in their schools. So we have the best teachers now that leave our schools, and our best students are leaving our school, and so what are we left with? But we're here to say to you, let's change the educational paradigm. Let's educate our children in the knowledge of themselves. Black history is not just during February. Hispanic history is not just during Cinco de Mayo. It should be taught all the time, anytime. How do you mean that, Muhammad? I say it like this. Don't be mad with Muslims. If you're mad with Muslims, then stop using Arabic numbers to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Because that's where you got it from. Don't be angry with the Muslims. I don't mind them teaching me that Christopher Columbus discovered America, as long as you tell them there was the Muslims from Toledo that gave him the astrolabe so he could find the stars and find his way over here. I don't mind that you do that. Don't get mad with Muslims. What I'm saying, I'm talking about cross-referencing our cultures. Don't get mad at the Hispanics. They coming. They're all out here and whatnot. What's wrong with you? Don't you know that the Texas Revolution was fought because the Mexicans had outlawed slavery in their constitution? What are we mad with them for? So I'm saying to each and every one of us, love and appreciate what every human society has contributed to society. And let's make North Forest Brook the kind of school district that will be a shining example to the world. And let us now say to TEA, as Vita Belford of the Alfonso Crush Charter School has said, we took them on 14 years ago. Hear me, they're not as big as you think they are. Vita, where are you? I will close with this point, Pastor. Come over here. This young lady is Vita Belford. She's the superintendent of Alfonso Crush Charter School. Now, you might have heard a lot of bad things about her, but I will stand on a stack of Bibles and Holy Qurans and tell you, this woman has not stolen a dime. She's not misused one person over there in the school. I am the chairman of her board, have defeated TEA in administrative hearings, in their appeals. We beat them in district court 3 times. We beat them in the Texas Third Court of Appeals 3 times. And we beat them before the Texas Supreme Court 2 times. Do not let TEA tell you they can hide behind sovereign immunity, saying that you can't sue a governmental agency. If the Texas Supreme Court said that if they do not give you due process, they are not shielded by sovereign immunity. Are you hearing me? Don't let them cut off your money without due process. Because the Texas Supreme Court said in Alfonso Crutch 2 that you can't cut off a school's money, listen, unless you give them due process. So as long as we're appealing, as long as we're fighting, don't give up, brothers and sisters. This woman with her lawyers and me with my big mouth, we have taken on TEA and we have brought them to their knees. Imagine if all of us united, pooled our resources and stood up for the biggest school district that they're trying to close. I'm asking you to stand up, North Forest. I'm going to step to the background. I'm going to let my brother lead. But I'm saying to you, if he gets stabbed in his back, it's only because Robert Muhammad is dead. I'm going to watch his back. And let any hater say that this man Campbell, he's trying to be something. What's wrong with us? Don't let anybody tear down your leadership. If he stands up to serve, then you rally around him and protect him. And if he's wrong, correct him in the private, and then let's all go back out there and do what we got to do. I thank you, brothers and sisters. I thank you for having us and inviting us, and we will be with you to the end. And it's going to be a struggle. Thank you for listening. May God bless you as I greet you in peace.